Detransition Diaries Saving Our Sisters documents the stories of several young women who tried to medically transition to being male. Jennifer Lahl, a former nurse and an independent film producer based in California, believes the testimony from these detransitioners will resonate deeply with the audience.
And so we knew immediately that we had to make a film just solely focused on detransitioners. And we on purpose only interviewed women because it's a really interesting phenomenon in the United States in particular, where this is happening a lot to women. This thing called rapid onset gender dysphoria mostly strikes young women. So we wanted to on purpose focus on women in this film.
Lahl says girls who are prescribed puberty blockers, testosterone, and eventually get surgery realize there is no magic cure for their mental conditions. One of the documentary's detransitioners is Kat Cattinson. She's a singer who struggled with her gender identity at a young age and wanted to become a boy. She says taking testosterone injections has permanently damaged her singing voice.
I think people should know all options, and they should know, they should keep in mind the medical risks and everything that comes with that. So I really want the best for everyone, including those who identify as trans. But, the way it comes off, unfortunately, to some people is that I'm trying to speak out against a certain group, and it's really not what I'm doing at all.
She says her voice still has issues when speaking or singing for a period of time. Cattinson has since learned to accept herself after detransitioning back to female.
I realized that a lot of people didn't even know what that was, and I also was meeting a lot of other detransitioners, and I think anyone making a decision like that needs to go in hearing all possible outcomes and really deciding whether it's right for them.
Callie Fell, a nurse, co-wrote the film.
I think for me as co-writer, the biggest moment for me was these stories can be really heavy, and the women who carry them, they're so brave and they're so articulate, and they do a great job of sharing their story without, having feel sorry for them.
Another supporter of the film says some people and groups may not want to hear these women's stories.
Well, their voices are getting louder and they're getting more numerous because more and more people are detransitioning, and they shouldn't be ignored because they are the canary in the coal mine.
Both Friday and Lahl have voiced their opposition to California Senate Bill 107, known as the Gender-Affirming Healthcare Bill. It would shelter parents who consent their children to use puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and gender transition surgery on their children from being sued by other states. The bill is currently on California Governor Gavin Newsom's desk to either veto or sign into law. Newsom has until September 30th to decide. Despite that, the women are not giving up their mission.
If there had been a way for me to cope with my feelings without having to take irreversible measures to transition, I would go back and do that, but I got to work with what I have,
Just seeing these girls, and I'm getting goosebumps now as we talk about it again, just seeing them persevere, seeing them live healthy lives. I think Grace says in the film and in the interview, humans are resilient, and I think these three women are the epitome of resilience, despite the medical community absolutely failing them.
The Detransition Diaries is the latest of about 10 documentaries that Lahl and her team have produced. It can be rented online. Daniel Hall, NTD News, Livermore, California.